Today I'm letting a TBR random spinner pick my books for the month of May. We are a little bit into May now. I'm late with this video. I've just finished my current read, so I thought why not a better time to pick my to be read list for May. I think I'm going to pick 8 books. We'll start there. I'm starting to read a little bit more now. I'm trying to prioritize it more in my day-to-day. Also should mention all of these books are part of my physical collection, so they are all books that I have on my shelves. My goal for the year is to not buy books. I want to get through the ones that I've already got because I don't have any more room in my bedroom and it's becoming a problem. So I've got I feel like I have around 70 unread physical books, but obviously a few of these are in series. If it's in a series, I've just put the first book onto this list. There's over 50 on this spinner. I think we just need to get into it. So 8 picks this month, so let's see what our first book is going to be. Let's spin that wheel and see which one. What is it gonna be? You guys are getting to see first. We have Dawn of the Firebird. Okay, this is exciting. This is one of my fairy loot books that I've gotten recently. Also a chunky book though. Wish me luck. Like, I love fantasy, but 800 pages, sometimes it's a bit too much love. So book 1, we've got Dawn of the Firebird, and this is by Sarah Mughal Rana. My fairy loot cover is just so stunning. And the sprayed edges, inside art as well. I don't know much about this. It looks like we've got our main character being the daughter of an emperor. Oh, okay, so she kind of discovers that she's got some kind of power as well, granting her the power to wield a cosmic light. Oh, okay, so then once she's got these powers, her father then accepts her into his inner circle, but before she was kind of just pushed aside. I really like the sound of this, to be honest. Stunning. I'm just gonna have a sneak peek to see how many pages this is because I'm officially scared. Okay, so it's 500 pages, but 500 pages in a hardback. The writing isn't too small. I don't know actually what the equivalent would be in a paperback, but we have our first pick of the month of May. I'm very excited to have Dawn of the Firebird on my list, and it has been also another goal of mine to get through my fairy loot books, so this is the perfect opportunity. So now our first book has been chosen. Let's find out what number 2 is going to be. Will we have a similar vibe to our fantasy one, or will we have something completely different? You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry. Okay, this is so exciting. This is the kind of switch up that I was looking for. Let me grab the book and let's talk about it. We have You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry. This is actually so perfect because this book, I believe, has been made into a film adaptation recently, whether it's this year or in 2025. And the gist that I get from this is we have our 2 main characters. They met one summer, I think 12 years ago, and they didn't really kind of hit it off to start with, and then slowly each summer they kept bumping into each other, and the universe was kind of trying to just almost force them together. So this friendship definitely formed. However, we are told in the synopsis that something happened during a recent summer, maybe a few years ago. Something happened, there's been a huge falling out. This book, I think maybe them meeting up for one last time, or we're going to go through each summer and figure out what happened, which is what I'm hoping for. I kind of feel with Emily Henry, maybe we'll get the most current summer and then work our way back to figure out what happened. I feel I adore Emily Henry's writing. You know, I'm such a big fan of Happy Place, so I'm really excited to have this on my TBR. I feel May is the perfect time to read this as well, the lead up to summer. And I actually have a secondhand, oh my god, there's a bit of dust, I thought it was a spider. I have myself a secondhand copy, and I just feel I don't know, there's something about a secondhand book that has slightly yellow pages and bent edges that I really like. I love my special editions and my pristine books, but I don't know, there's something so beautiful about knowing that someone else has read this and loved it, and hopefully I will too. So that's book 2 on my May TBR. That's 2 very different books now, so let's see what our third one is going to be. Love Unwritten. Okay, we're gonna have to chat this one through because I have a bit of a dilemma about this book. So here we have Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. The problem is this is book number 2 in a series. Now I'm so grateful my friend Jess actually got me book 2 and 3, but I don't have book 1. Please let me know in the comments, is this a series that it's almost like an Alcy Silver interconnected, you don't have to read all the books in order, or should I make sure that I read the first book first? Also, before I forget, this is from the Lakefront Billionaire series. I think the books are so nice. They also seem really chunky, but to be honest, the writing isn't that small. I actually love the way they look and feel. I'm going to put this on the list, but I may end up swapping it for the first book. I don't even know what it's called. Is it like Love Redesigned or something like that? That rings a bell. But book 3 going on to the May TBR. I don't want to look into this yet in case like I want to read the first book first before seeing this synopsis, because yeah. Adding this to the list, let's move on to book number 4. Let's see what we get. This is our halfway point now for our May TBR. I do think I'm being ambitious by putting 8, but we will see how I do. The Ashes of the Star-Cursed King. I don't know how excited I am to have this one on the list. So our wheel spinner has obviously chosen The Ashes of the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent, and this is the second book in the Nightborn duet. So, oh my god, I can't even remember the first book. Okay, it's on the back. The first book was The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I did read this, oh my god, I want to say like 2-3 years ago. I didn't love it. I had a voucher in Waterstones like last year and I went and picked this book up. It's over 700 pages. This and The Dawn of the Firebird, I don't know how I'm even going to get through these. On the list, I feel like maybe I would like it. I do love the concept of the Nightborn duet, like duology, but I just don't know, like maybe it was just my reading mood at the time. I definitely do need to go and like find a recap video of that first book because I do not remember a thing. I remember like the ending kind of, but I feel like maybe this could be one that surprises us. It's like vampires, there's a lot of deceit and world building that you had to put up with in the first book, so maybe things will make more sense here. Who knows? It's going on the list. We can't deny the wheel spinner. It has been chosen and we will listen and try and read it. Let's move on to book number 5. I feel like pulling that book has put me in a funk, but I feel like stuff like this is really important to kind of read books that you normally would avoid. Okay, done and dusted. Okay, we've switched the vibe again. I'm really loving the way the wheel spin is working today. We're kind of going like fantasy romance. Let's grab this, let's talk about it. In book number 5, we've got Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. I love this cover. I love the way this book feels. I actually did a book swap with my friend Brooke, and she had this one. I had a book that she wanted, so we did a swap, and I don't know, it just feels so, like, look at the flop on that. So I've had a little look at the synopsis and it looks like our female main character, she kind of had this dream her whole life, you know, leaving her hometown, going to college, things like that. Oh, Lulu's here, so she obviously has to be in the video. I start talking to the camera, she comes in. She's gone to college. She's basically a really good horse rider as well, and something happens, she gets injured, and this kind of forces her to obviously have to like restart life all over again. So she ends up going back to her hometown, and this is where our main male character comes in. His name is Luke and our female main character is called Emmy. So Luke is a family friend. He's actually Emmy's brother's best friend. I love that trope. I think it's one of those relationships where he's probably seen her as like a little sister growing up and obviously teasing her whole life. So we'll see where this one goes. Excited that it's on the list, and we'll move on to book number 6. Is it number 6, Lulu? We're giving the wheel another spin. Let's find out our 6th book for the month of May. What do we have? Just a Taste. Oh, look how Lulu is sat right now. I don't want to disturb her. I need to talk about books with my friends. I don't know how appropriate this book is going to be for my May TBR, to be honest. because I got sent this from HarperCollins. It's called Just a Taste by a New Start. It's like a Christmas Thanksgiving-y book, so a bit random. I'm going to put it on the list, but this is probably the one that I'm like the most unlikely to read this month. We may get round to it. Maybe I'll be in the mood to read about some snow. Who knows? Because to be honest, it's not even spring here yet in the UK. It's gloomy and it's gross. This is about a personal chef called Noelle, and she loves cooking, she loves Christmas, and she's got like loads of wealthy clients that she cooks for. When this rich man, Alexander Hoxton, so he asked her to cook last minute business meal, and he's gonna pay her triple the price for the short notice. So obviously she said, yes, I'm going to do this. A blizzard hits, so she is stuck with him. We've got a bit of forced proximity, and it just sounds really fun. I don't know. And she actually has some other books called like 1 Week in Paradise, One Last Job, One More Shot. So I definitely, if I like this, I'll check it out. I think I might just read it. It'll be funny, won't it, to read like a Christmassy book this time of year. And if the romance is popping, it's popping. On to our second to last pick now. This is going to be book number 7. I'm excited to know what the last 2 are going to be. So we have got Scythe. Okay, this is different to all the ones that we've had so far. Honestly, this May TBR is gearing up to be so fun and interesting. So I've got the whole Scythe kind of book set. Let me get Scythe out and we can talk about it, because it's literally something that I don't really know too much about. But this is Scythe. One, the cover has always intrigued me, and this is by Neil Shusterman. I know this is young adult. I've seen so many people that like Hunger Games and Divergent recommend this book. So let's read the synopsis, because I feel like this is one that I'd rather read their writing. What if death was the only thing left to control? In a perfect world, the only way to die is to be gleaned by a professional scythe. When Citra and Rowan are chosen to be apprentice scythes, they know they have no option but to learn the art of killing. However, the terrifying responsibility of choosing their victims is just the start. Corruption is the order of the day, and Citra and Rowan need to stick together to fight it. Then they are told that one of them will have to glean the other. Okay, I'm so intrigued. I honestly might pick this book up first out of my whole TBR, because I love YA so much. I've actually just finished a YA book and I'm just like, I need more of it. That's book number 7. Let's find out what our final book of the May TBR will be. A gander. So we have got yet again another Fairy books. I'm going to be hitting the goal of trying to finish the Fairy books that I have on my shelf. So let me grab that. So obviously with it being Fairy, this is another stunning special edition, and this is by Adrian Young. Why do I feel like I recognise that author's name and I do not know where from? That's the only problem. The vibe that I'm getting from this book is probably leaning towards like a more high fantasy kind of vibe. I feel like there's going to be a lot of politics within the world building, and that can be very daunting sometimes, but most of the times it is worth it. It kind of feels like it has almost like a Roman or like Greek mythology feel to it. So that'll be interesting to see if my predictions are correct on that aspect. And from what I can see from the synopsis as well, like our main characters are obviously involved in like a rebellion against the government in the city, and I just know there's going to be so many secrets uncovered. I hope it's good. Most of my Fairy books I have enjoyed. Some have just been a bit mid, so I'm not sure. I'm kind of mixed emotions going into this one. I'm probably more excited for Dawn of the Firebird, but sometimes reading surprises you, and that's why I love it. I'm going to attempt to lift all these up without them falling, but there we have it. That is my May TBR. She's looking juicy, she's looking thick. Realistically, am I going to get through this? Probably not, but I'm really making it my goal to read more again, because I find the evenings where I commit time to reading, I'm just loving my books so much more. So this is exciting. There's so many different types of genres here and new authors as well. I actually think apart from obviously Carissa Broadbent and Emily Henry. All of these authors would be new, so imagine I find my new favourite author in the month of May. Thank you so much if you're still here for watching, and if you haven't already, like the video and subscribe to my channel. I post weekly bookish and vloggy life content. I shall see you in the next one.